Who is the greatest Balatro player? Now, as Balatro's taken a bit of a step back since 2024 when it was massive and huge and the Game Awards were all going on and that was all crazy, it's developed a very cool fan base. And that fan base has managed to push this game to its absolute limits. And so to get to who is the best Balatro player, we have to go through the 10 best Balatro players. Just so you understand how this all works, it's basically going to be the greatest multiplayer players, the greatest speedrunners, and those who were just great at the game itself. And it's also going to be a ranking of who is the best today. So if someone on this list maybe did something crazy months ago or years ago, you know, it's kind of fizzled out a little bit today. And just before we get into the top 10, I think we need to go through a few honorable mentions, people that are great at the game but maybe not quite top 10. And the first one is Jhard. Now Jhard was an elite speedrunner back in the day, still makes crazy appearances in tournaments and does very well, but when it comes to world records, he's taken a huge step back and not really gotten a world record in quite a while. But his world records were so good, specifically Alldex White Stake, it was only just beaten around a week ago by two other names on this list. But that record itself managed to last for 8 months, which is just, that is one of the longest standing world records in this entire game. Another name we have to talk about is Turtlebean. Now, you might look at Turtlebean and wonder why he's not quite in the top 10. Now, he does have very good tournament performances, but doesn't often play rank. And the reason that makes it tricky to rank him is in these tournaments, it's against people that also don't really play too much rank. And obviously with ranked, you get a placement. And I think the last time I saw Bean very high was last season, and he was around top 40, top 50. He did once achieve top 1, but that was kind of a Balatro multiplayer's inception, so there wasn't too many people playing the game. To go back to speedrunning, we now have Steel Real, also crazy player back in the day. He still plays today quite a lot, has a lot of stake climb. If you're not familiar with stake climb, it's how quick you can beat a deck going from white stake to gold stake. And I might be wrong, I think he invented the category, which is pretty cool. He's also a pro backseater as well, probably has the world record for the most backseating allowed in a tournament performance ever. As if you ever compete in a speedrun tournament, you will come back to him telling you what you should have done. We also have Vagabond in the honorable mentions, very strong player, one of the big dogs, gets a lot of viewers, very cool, played him once, hit him with that little fanboy thing, and you did so well, you ignored it, and then I beat him. I just needed a reason to tell that story. But is very good in tournaments against, you know, a lot of popular YouTubers, and does play a lot of ranks, always pretty highly ranked in the leaderboards, and has recently jumped on speedrunning, actually done some very good speedrunning performances, but I don't think he's quite there yet when it comes to speedrunning, but could be one day. Anyone on this list could be top 1 one day. And then our final honorable mention will be BKM, also known as Balatro Community College. Focus shot goes by Balatro Community, real Balatro Community College out here, but very well known for his single deck world records. You might have seen them pop up on your For You page a few times. Incredibly quick mechanics, but the reason he's not quite top 10 is because he's kind of only glued to one speedrunning category, but he has very many world records in them. He has the fastest gold stake run, and he has the fastest non-plasma gold stake run, which completely washed me, by the way. He sent me to the shadow realm with those ones. But because single deck isn't as contested, and he doesn't have any world records in more multiple deck runs, which I do think take more skill. So at number 10 we have Max Wu. Max Wu is an incredible multiplayer player, it's really hard to say that, and you may know him for winning the 10k Bean tournament, which every single great multiplayer player entered, and he managed to come out on top, beating Turtlebean himself. I also think he reached top 1. I know he was for sure top 2 in multiplayer, but I know he reached top 1. The reason he's not quite lower on this list is because I've not seen him in a while. I think he disappeared, but there was a point where he's probably at least top 5. He also schooled me once in a multiplayer match and gave me some kind words after, so he's a great guy also. I don't think he really uploads content, so there's not much I can do for a shout out, but he's just an amazing player. You'll definitely see him around, and I think the reason he's probably not uploaded is because he's spending that 10k on a nice holiday. At number 9 we have EspaV. Now EspaV has been around a while, and the reason he's on this list is because he's one of 2 people, maybe 3, 4, that can consistently beat gold stake no matter what. He has such a deep understanding of the game, probably has the most hours played behind one other person, and that's 2,800 hours, which is crazy. And his greatest accomplishment is 41 wins in a row on gold stake. He's also got 26 wins in a row, 24 after trying to beat that, but 41 is just insane. You can't even get out at 92. Like, think about it, like think about the levels of that. And he managed to do it all while streaming as well, which is just, yeah, crazy. And his gameplay is so good, he doesn't even have commentary, and he managed to pull 100 viewers a stream. That's crazy. Think about that. Think about it. No word said, just the game speaking for itself. And so he just has to be on this list for sure. Now at number 8 we have KaiCtv. Now he absolutely dominated achieved 15 decks gold stake, which is a speedrun category that is very contested, and Kai is the former world record holder of that with a time of just over 3 hours. Also the former Jokerless world record holder, former Omelette Challenge world record holder, which he managed to get in like 4 hours, which is crazy. And on top of that, he paid me to be on this list, so you know, he has to be on there. No bias, by the way, no bias. But his greatest accomplishment is probably the 44-minute Naninth, which still blows my mind. There was a day when Naninth was this incredible achievement that no matter how long it took would still put you as one of the top players, and he's out here beating it in 44 minutes without legendaries, by the way. On top of that, he also came second place in the Mystic Summit tournament against his greatest rival, who we'll get to very soon. And number 7, we have BlockAttack. Now BlockAttack is the guy always facing your favorite Balatro multiplayer streamer, as he's consistently been top 10 for the longest time ever. In Balatro multiplayer tournaments, he's always at least top 3, or maybe he'll have like a bad performance occasionally, but he'll usually be up there. And if you ever join that tournament and you come against him, in chess we resign, and that's probably your best move. Also recently got into speedrunning and managed to get a sub 4 gold stake, which I believe is the red deck world record, within about 4 days. So that's even crazier. I just want to say there's a big difference between someone being top 10 once and being top 10 every single season. And of course he's gotten way higher than top 10. Not that you can go much higher, but you know, I believe he has hit top 1 a few times, but plays this game so much and is the unemployed final boss that he ends up losing a little bit of MMR now and then. I just realized I don't think like a single player here has a job. But a cool thing about BlockAttack is that he does coaching completely free, and so I'm going to leave the link in the description to his Discord, and he will review your VODs. If you ever wanted to get into Balatro multiplayer or are into Balatro multiplayer, he will help you get a lot better and share with you his fundamental understanding of the game. At number 6, we have KaiCtv's greatest rival, and that is Pugman. Pugman is the guy that when you go into his stream, you think, how does he click that fast? How? If you didn't know, it's because he's a Bed Wars god. Of course he was. When it comes to Balatro, he is a gold stake god. He is the former world record holder of all decks gold and was able to achieve the first ever sub 3 gold stake run. Since then, he's broken that record like a billion times and is able to consistently beat 15 decks in a row essentially on gold stake, and is also the winner of the last Mystic Summit tournament, in which he was able to earn like £250 or something like that, which he probably spent on Rubik's Cubes. If you didn't know, he gets like 8-second Rubik's Cubes times. I tried to drop a little bit of lore now and again about players. And a little bit more lore is I actually faced him in a 1v1 match. I managed to win the single deck category, and when we went against each other in the 15 decks gold category, he got a PB live on stream, which was crazy. And this is the first time I mention it. All the Twitches will be linked below. The reason not for YouTube for a lot of these people is they just do not care about YouTube. They just kind of post their runs there, and that's about it. But go check that out too if you want to see some of their crazy runs. Now it's time for the big scary top 5. And number 5, we have Startoad. Now Startoad recently has made waves. They recently just became top 1 in Balatro multiplayer. They've been consistently amazing at multiplayer and are also great at speedrunning. I talked to them about it and said that they're a great speedrunner, and they were like, no, I'm too humble, no way. They are great at speedrunning. When it comes to like every avenue in this game, they dominate essentially. And to put into perspective how great they are at multiplayer, their record is 216 wins and 79 losses. That is a 73% win ratio. And with them being high MMR, that means they face the greatest multiplayer players there is and still come out on top. And I think they stream on Twitch most of the time, mostly every day, so please go check them out. They are super underrated, sort of. I mean, like, not showed enough appreciation. I don't think that top 1 screams underrated at all. At number 4, we have someone who, okay, so I need to give a little backstory. It took me a little while to put this video together, but this person was in the top 10, but recently they have climbed to the top 4 because their run has just been generational. I had to split the generational, which I know how generational that is. And that person is Astronauta, otherwise known as just Astro. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Astro is currently the second best speedrunner in my opinion, but I think within a month, he might just cement himself as the greatest. Just to name a few world records he's just recently achieved in the past 2 weeks. All decks white stake world record twice. First ever sub 50 stake climb, the first ever sub 23 decks gold stake run, also got the first ever sub 3 single deck gold stake run, non-plasma, got the Jokerless world record speedrun, and capped that out in second place with all decks gold 2 hours and 46 minutes, which is the second ever sub 250. And if you check his channel, he's basically uploading a world record per day, and not like slop world records, like really strong world records, which is absolutely insane. There's not much else to say, but please go check him out. He is nuts. minutes, and he will have the audacity to be like, oh, it's just luck. Shut up. That annoys me. Shut up. And the only thing with him being top 4 is I'm thinking, should he be higher? I'm not sure yet. Obviously, this list is subject to change within a week. But speaking of the top 10, that brings us to number 3. Number 3, we have Bacon. Now, Bacon doesn't even speedrun, doesn't play anything else but multiplayer, but he is so dominant in multiplayer. Even people that are more well-rounded and can play both and have done crazy, insane things, I think Bacon is slightly better. I think Bacon's dominance in multiplayer just completely eradicates all of that. To put it in perspective, every single season of Balatro multiplayer, he has finished at top 1. Every season, maybe besides the first. I'm not 100% sure. His understanding of the game is like hard to put into words. He just knows. He's beaten former top 1 players in very silly ways. All those videos are available on his YouTube channel. And if you are a fan of Bacon or have just discovered him, please go message him in his comments telling him to upload. Because what is this? What is this? You can't be the GOAT of Balatro multiplayer and just not upload. Like, what are you doing? A little bit of lore about me and Bacon is I actually faced him once in a multiplayer tournament, and it was the first tournament that I'd ever won the first game of, and they put me against Bacon, and I just knew I'd die. Like I did. I got absolutely dominated. And then I found him in ranked and I begged him to upload, and then I somehow won. I beat Bacon, and I recorded that for anyone that might be interested. I might post it because it's one of my best played multiplayer games ever, I think. Anyway, that win had me thinking I was top 10, and then he humbled me the game afterwards and destroyed me. And Bean, who I considered putting in the top 10, was actually coached by Bacon. Also managed to get Nanim in multiplayer, world's first, and I remember seeing that and just thinking, there is levels to this game. I know that I could never do that. There is levels to this game, and please go watch that video. It literally comes down to the absolute wire of just calculation, and it is one of the few Balatro accomplishments that I would just say and look and go, that is just a masterpiece. That is masterful play. It was played perfectly. And that brings us to our top 2. Now, I didn't know who to put number 1 between the top 2 players. After some discussion and a little bit of humbleness from both sides, I thought on it for a few days, and at number 2 we have CinematicGaming. Now, CinematicGaming is the GOAT of speedrunning and an extremely, and I mean extremely, strong multiplayer player. I mentioned that I went against Bacon and won. I've been up against Cinematic, I think, 5 times, and I've lost every single time. His playstyle is to make you think that you're winning and then completely eradicate you. And I know I've overused the word deep understanding, but his understanding of this game is just peak. He also has the world record for 100%ing Balatro in one sitting with about 40 hours. He has the All Decks Gold world record, which, okay, let me put this in perspective. The world record at the time was 2 hours and 56 minutes for All Decks Gold. Cinematic, who had not posted a speedrun in a while, came out of nowhere with a time of 2 hours and 38 minutes. 20 minutes ahead of world record. And to prove it wasn't a fluke, he got that multiple times and actually has 237 now. He's also gone on some very good gold stake streak, is former top 2 in multiplayer, and is one of the people to just push Balatro speedrunning to its absolute limits. He also recently just got the world record for All Decks White, but that was beaten by Astro, and then he got it again, and then Astro beat it again somehow. Insane. I'm sure he's coming back stronger. That was literally just yesterday. Also has the All Unlocks world record, has All Decks White skipless, and if he doesn't have a world record, it's probably because he's just not tried it yet. I think one of the most well-rounded players ever, and that's why I debated putting him top 1. I think today he is just so dominant that it's insane. And Astro is one of the only people to ever make his world records look achievable by somebody else. And that brings us to the top 1, the greatest player today and of all time. You saw it coming. It's me. Yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah, maybe one day. The top 1 is DrSpectred. Fun fact, we actually had a poll who is the better player between Cinematic and DrSpectred. Cinematic voted for DrSpectred and DrSpectred voted for Cinematic, which I thought was kind of cute. But the reason we're going with DrSpectred is while in multiplayer, you know, he might not beat some of the top 10 multiplayer players, and when it comes to speedrunning, I don't think he's quite on the level of like a Cinematic or an Astro or a Pugman, but in every other aspect of this game, it's not even close. To put it in perspective, he has a playlist on YouTube with his world records, and he has 198. Now technically that's not completely accurate because sometimes the videos are multiple videos long, but still, he is the first ever achiever of Nanim, which is, yeah, and I think probably his greatest accomplishment is a win streak of 67 in gold stake. 67. That was before the funny meme. I don't know why I called it. It's not funny, but it kind of, I don't know. It's also the reason that so many good Balatro players exist, because, including me, you know, I just watch his videos all the time. Literally every single night I would watch his videos. Sometimes I fall asleep low-key, we all do it. And best believe, when I got a pretty decent world record and he shouted it out, I literally couldn't stop sending screenshots to everybody I knew going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then I got some ego from a few YouTube videos doing well, and I sent him a friend request and he accepted, and I sent more screenshots going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And with a lot of people on this list, it is just impossible to just list all their achievements. But that KaiCtv Nanymph I was talking about earlier was held by DrSpectred, and it managed to stand for an incredible amount of time. Also, former world record of Ordex Gold, Ordex White. I think the former world record of like literally absolutely every single category in this game, has beaten every challenge that looks impossible on the surface, and has pushed this game far beyond its limits, and even helped develop the game, which I think is cheating. I think it should be excluded from the list. Loki, like, said it again, but every single player on this list will be listed in the description, and show them some love. That'll be all from me. Peace out, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.